Hi Paul and Mauro and all the folks watching this video. Thanks heaps for your great comments and wisdom in the last video where you solved some of my questions of the Elohim and northern gods, possibly Elohim and people that were on that great council and maybe still are. So my question today has got to do with something very special called YGGDRASIL. Firstly, I just want to show you two books which are the closest thing we northern scholars of Old Norse and ancient northern history have got to a Bible. These two books are called the Edda and the poetic Edda. So this one's called Saemnir Edda. Traditionally it's the poetic Edda, and it's full of very ancient poems that were written down a long time ago and possibly from the Viking age. I'd say some of them undoubtedly are. These are all in Old Norse. And I always think of Mauro with all his many books. I use them constantly. This one's called Edda Snorri Sturlusson. A lot of poetry, ancient poetry, collected and written about by the great scholar and historian from Iceland, Snorri Sturlusson, around about 1200. So I want to read you something that he wrote, the prose Edda. It's in a book within a book called Gylfaginning. You might think of it as Genesis for Vikings. It says, "Then Gangleri asked, 'Where is the chief place or sanctuary of the gods, or the Aesir?' High One replied, 'It is by the ash YGGDRASIL. There every day the gods have to hold a court.' Then Gangleri asked, 'In what way is that place famous?' Then Just as High said, 'The ash is the best and greatest of all trees. Its branches spread out over the whole world and reach up over heaven.'" So I would translate that, because the word is hymni, I would translate it as, "The ash is the best and greatest of all trees. Its branches spread out over the whole world and reach up over the top of the sky and into space." So my theory is that this great world tree, YGGDRASIL, actually represents something like what they call a skyhook. It's a concept for a very advanced Earth to space station, basically, but anchored on the Earth. So it's got to be geostationary. It stays over the same spot as the Earth turns. And in the Edda, in these ancient sagas, it talks about how the gods have their city, which is called Asgard, Asgard. And it also indicates that they've got an Asgard on the earth, that it's situated round about Troy in Asia Minor, Anatolia. So it's in the Middle East. This great YGGDRASIL goes up into space, and the gods can fly up there. They use the Bifrost, which is this bridge, but it's only got three colours. People call it a rainbow, but it sounds more like some kind of either a Stargate teleportation device or something else. That's something I'm inquiring into. So my question is, do you think that this could be related to the Genesis story of the Tower of Babel? I've always known this, but when I researched it today, I realized again that the Tower of Babel was to reach up into the heavens, into basically outer space. So it strikes me it's the same sort of thing. And the fact that YGGDRASIL and the Tower of Babel are not there anymore makes me think that they're either one and the same thing, or they were, there might have been a few of them struck down. But my feeling is perhaps this ancient Germanic memory of YGGDRASIL could be the same thing as the Tower of Babel. So what do you think of that? Thanks very much.